Welcome to Venusian Soul. Today I'm back with a timeless pick a card reading, and it's going to be the magic happening around you. So I want you to cast your gaze over these cards and ask your higher self which cards have a message for you. We have pile number 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. If you need to pause the video to meditate further, please do so. But for those of you who are ready, let's get started. Hi group 1. So for this group, I feel like there's some sort of emotional process or journey that you're going through. I feel like you may have a lot coming up to the surface. There may be a lot that I just heard grappling with or processing. I feel like as well, when it comes to your journey, it's like time for something new. There's a sense of perhaps healing or coming to terms with what has ended, what has or hasn't worked out, I'm hearing like what once mattered to you versus where you want to be at the present moment. There's just a sense of wrapping things up to create space for something that's more fulfilling or for a new journey, a new direction. We have Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. I feel like for this group, you're at a stage or kind of like a crossroads on your plan where I just keep hearing for some of you something is closing out or something is resolving, at least emotionally. Because I keep looking at this rose quartz and I'm feeling this energy very much around the heart chakra, that maybe you've reached a point where you've learned from something, something's ended, something's ready to resolve, and you're ready to lay it to rest here with death. It could even be for some of you an old version of yourself, like you're ready to lay down that old self, that old life, that old way of being for a new vision with King of Wands. But I feel like this new vision or this path with where are you being called to journey to, I get that sense that there's a new path or new direction that's far more inspiring and fulfilling than where you've been. With the Tower, I feel for some of you, you've grown out of something. There's something that no longer is a good fit, or there's something that, and again, this will vary for all of you. I feel like for some of you, you've literally outgrown your old self and all the facets that accompanied that self, whether that be, lifestyle factors, it could be interests and hobbies, it could be even career path, connections. There's just that sense of a lot of, it may be, you may feel though a level of sadness or nostalgia, because I feel like there's a level of grieving what has been or what could never be again, is what I just heard. So there's a sense that something's, do you know when some things end or something is finished, but there's a sense of, it's a positive long term, but in the moment, as we're going through that process and transition, it can be quite painful or uncomfortable. So I feel for some of you, you may be feeling a level of nostalgia, disappointment, like uncertainty in terms of what's next or what you're going to move toward in the future. It's like grappling with or making peace with, I just heard either who you thought you were versus who you are now, or what you thought you wanted, like or aspects of the physical world that's changing. With death, I'm hearing allow the rebirth, allow the ending to kind of move through you, allow these changes to come in, even if it means, really dealing with and grappling with a level of sadness, of disappointment, of uncertainty, because you're preparing for a new world and a new life. And I do feel there's going to be a lot of blessings in this new chapter and cycle, because you have King of Wands next to exchanging gifts. So there's a sense that there are gifts coming for you, but I feel like it's on the other side of this kind of ending or closing out. With the Four of Cups and death, I'm like, I keep hearing, don't hold on to what has been. There's a bigger vision here for you, but right now it may just feel like things are falling away, things are falling apart. For this group, there's a really big or large shedding process. Five of Cups, Tower, Four of Cups, it's like it's going to present you with a clean slate and a brand new beginning. But again, the process of getting there may be a little bit difficult or painful. Like it may be quite uncomfortable as you go through that transition. But Spirit is saying like you are going to be happy with the end result. For some of you, you may feel like the ground beneath you isn't as steady. There could be a facet of your life or your journey where, you know, like you've kind of gone through a certain level of growth, or you've come to a point where, okay, what's next? What do I want moving forward? What direction am I going to move in? Like there may be more questions than answers right now. But Spirit is saying there needs to be a level of patience with your journey, with this process, before kind of moving or evolving and taking that step forward or going to the next level before new opportunity comes in. Because Spirit is making me feel as though certain things or more things have to close out first before you can make room for these new gifts. So don't feel as well like if right now things look kind of ambivalent or uncertain, or it seems like, oh, well, maybe there's nothing for me, maybe things aren't going to come in or change. It's like Spirit is saying they will, but there is a timing factor here as well. Because I feel for this group, if Spirit were to bring in like new opportunity or new circumstances too quickly, you wouldn't be in a space or an energy where you could fully receive it. I feel like it may almost like throw you off balance, or you would feel unprepared. It's like Spirit is taking you through this process of healing, of clearing, of releasing, so there's room and there's resonance with the magic and the changes that want to come in. But again, I keep looking at death, and I feel for many of you this is a huge rebirth. Like I don't feel this is a small change in terms of your life path or a subtle shift. I feel like it could be very drastic, and I feel like the transition phase or period as well could be quite overwhelming for some of you, or at the very least there's a lot of emotion that's coming up. For some of you it could be an old version of yourself or an old facet of your life that was quite a big or integral part of it. It could have been a situation or an identity that you had a very strong attachment to. Or that very much tied into who you thought or who you felt you were. So it's like when that was cleared away, or when that has fallen away, there's a sense of not knowing yourself anymore. Or like, do you know how it can be difficult to find your bearing, where you feel like, oh, the ground is moving beneath my feet, I can't get stable, I'm not sure what to do next, or how things are going to unfold. Like you may be grappling with a certain level of, I just heard panic, but I was going to say uncertainty. Again, a lot of emotions, a lot of things could be quite turbulent as well. Turbulent and kind of topsy-turvy, where it's hard to figure out, like, you know, up from down, what's next, what to focus on. If anything's going to change, like it might feel overwhelming. And I hear for some of you, like you may have very intense emotions, because I'm seeing like waves of energy and emotion. But Spirit is saying it's really important that you make and take time to allow those feelings, allow them to be expressed, allow yourself to acknowledge and experience them, so they're not being suppressed or shoved underground. With serendipity and sitting beneath exchanging gifts, there are going to be, again, a lot of changes that come in and blessings and opportunity, and that's the magic, but it's on the other side of this transition. And with synchronicity and serendipity, it makes me feel like you may not see it coming, or it's like getting what you didn't know you wanted is what I'm hearing. So for some of you, there could be something unknown or unexpected, not only in terms of how it comes in, but what comes in. But I feel like Spirit is saying, like, hold that faith and optimism, because things are changing for the better. So that's all I have for you. If you enjoyed this reading, please like and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Hi, Group 2. So the first thing I want to point out is how much blue is in this spread. I'm getting really strong throat chakra energy, and it's funny as well because you chose the Angelite group. But there's a sense of, for many of you, I feel like you're either working on or focused on something where there's a lot of opportunity. Now, for some of you, this could be a career. For others of you, I feel like it could be like a talent or gift you have, like a vocation, life purpose, something you're passionate about. And there's opportunity here with the 7 of Cups. But for some of you, like there could be fear of failure, or there has been literal failure or setbacks in the past. where things haven't worked out. So there's a sense of being afraid to put yourself out there, or afraid of, if I take action in this direction, will it work out? And I'm looking at this Five of Wands and I just get this energy of conflict, feeling conflicted, feeling uncertain. But I feel for this group, the magic is all around your career and financial sector. I keep seeing the number 8 as well. I'm hearing as well there's a need to kind of place bets on yourself, is what I just heard. So for some of you, there's a need to have greater confidence in your career, in your talents, in what you believe you can achieve, especially if in the past you felt as though, oh no, like I can't, you know, if I put such and such out there, if I take action in this way, it won't work out or people won't understand it. I feel for many of you, Spirit is encouraging you to really go for it. Yeah, like with the 8 of Pentacles and the World, it's like the world is your oyster. There's a lot of opportunity and doors that can open. But with the 4 of Swords sitting beneath the 5 of Swords, there's a sense of, number one, potentially taking time out for rest as well, balancing work with rest, especially with time for a nap here. But there's a sense as well of spending time in reflection, solitude, meditation to work through any fears of failure, fears around being seen or exposed or putting yourself out there. You have share your voice, come out of the cave, persecution, self-expression. Now's the time to go for it, to speak up, to, whether this be go for a promotion, start a business, or put energy toward a business or project. Like, now is definitely not the time to hold back. And we have don't dim to fit in. How are you holding your light how are you hiding or dimming your light in order to fit in? But it's funny that it's sitting above the 5 of Swords, because I feel for some of you, what you're overcoming is a fear of being seen, a fear of not being good enough. Like, I feel like what enables more of this magic and blessing and opportunity to come in with the 7 of Cups is overcoming those fears, or overcoming a tendency to not put yourself out there, to not vouch for yourself. With the blue flame, we have spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. I feel for some of you as well, you may have gone through some sort of activation, especially around the throat chakra. Like, you may be feeling this need to, express yourself, speak up, assert yourself. Like, there's a big shift that's happened or is happening in your energy. And I feel like that shift is designed to help you through this process, or to help you kind of make shifts and changes, or feel more comfortable being seen. With the World beneath it, we have the Moon. So there could be some fears around venturing into this new world, this new chapter, this new opportunity, because you can't see what's on the other side. It's uncertain. If I go for this, or if I put myself out there, like, will I fail? Will it work out? Like, there may be a lot of questions or doubts that come up. But I feel like Spirit is kind of giving you that green light. And I heard for some of you with this 10 of Wands, I said, don't hold on to excuses or fears. So there's this theme of letting go of energies that, number one, don't serve you, but that hold you back from your own success. And again, that doesn't mean, for some of you, you may have already reached a level of success and it's about growing and expanding to the next level. Don't let yourself limit yourself. And with happy as well, and sitting beneath Treasure Island, it's like there's a lot of magic around you, but especially around anything to do with self-expression, putting yourself forward, asserting your needs and what you feel you deserve. And also, especially, this is around career and the financial sector. That's where the good fortune, I feel, is for this group. But again, there's a level of growth, I feel, and introspection and work that you must complete first before some of these changes come in. And for some of you, you may be going through that process right now, where you are kind of reflecting, or you're getting clear in terms of what does or doesn't work for you, what you want to do next, any potential changes. I just feel you may be bringing in a very different energy to what you did previously. Like, there's a brightness to you as well, as what I'm hearing. Like, it's like with happy, there's that energy that you're lit up. But it's really important that you take care of your energy levels so that you can be in that vibration. For some of you, you may have been working really hard, or you may have kind of done some of the groundwork or laid the foundation. And it's a matter of, taking some time out to rest, to recharge before, jumping to that next level. There's a sense of balancing assertion and, focus on achievement, the physical, with your own inner needs, with quiet time, with solitude, with reflection. I also think for many of you, you're looking at the ways or the things that drag you down, especially when it comes to expanding in your career, business, vocation, finances. So Spirit is saying now is a time for contemplation of those things and those areas so that you can be very clear in terms of what you need moving forward, what that needs and will look like, how you're going to undertake certain changes. I feel like for many of you, it's like there's so much light and promise around your own success, around your potential for success. And I feel like Spirit is really wanting you to kind of take hold and allow that to kind of come into your world, or allow yourself to kind of move with that energy and be really open to these opportunities for advancement and growth. So that's all I have for you. If you enjoyed this reading, please like and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Hi, group 3. So for this group, I just keep hearing, listen to your guidance, listen to the inspiration, listen to the insights. Like I feel for some of you, there's some sort of like golden, I'm looking here and it's like a golden egg or some sort of golden idea. I feel like the universe and Spirit is communicating with you very clearly. I feel for many of you, this is some sort of creative idea. It could be like a business idea, something to do with career, where there's an epiphany or a vision that the universe is saying, like, you have the green light. Now's a good time, like move towards it. Make sure you act on your knowing. And with that 9 of Cups, again, this is a career or business or an idea for a project that very much feels like a calling. This is something you're super passionate about. This is something that resonates with you on those deeper levels. You have big picture thinking, Pleiades energy, visionary inspired ideas. You have Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided, and Priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? There is something that Spirit has shown you or is showing you right now that leads you to a lot of good fortune and happiness. It leads you to your fulfillment. For some of you, I feel like it is your life purpose. It is what most resonates with you. And again, sometimes our career is our calling and is our life purpose. For others of you, I feel like it could be some sort of idea for whether it's like a creative idea or an idea for a business or a project. With the Empress and go the distance, I keep hearing as well, don't give up. Don't give up, don't lose hope. With TikTok, there is an element of divine timing and needing to be in it for the long haul. So Spirit is saying if there have been experiences where you feel like, I'm looking at the 7 of Wands card and we see like this guy trying to protect himself from being stung by these bees. So there could be setbacks in the beginning, or there could be a sense of, why is my guidance telling me this one thing, but I feel like in my experience, it's not panning out, or I keep being thrown setbacks and challenges and, situations that I'm having trouble resolving. But Spirit is saying like, hold that resolve. Don't give up with that King of Swords. There's a level of determination for this group. That's what allows the magic to happen, is what enables more blessings to come, what enables, that success, that financial abundance. For many of you with the 3 of Pentacles beneath the Empress, this is a specific vision, idea, career, or it's based on a talent you have. There's some sort of gift that you possess, especially this Page of Wands. I would say a passion and a gift that has the potential to be very abundant and fruitful for you. But I feel like as well, I just heard it makes you you. There's something around this vision or what you're working towards that is so essentially you, or resonates so deeply with who you truly are and aligns with you, that Spirit is saying that's why it's important to stay with it and to stick with it. But again, I feel like for some of, I keep hearing being in it for the long haul and perseverance, determination, being fixed on your dream, your vision, your goal. So for some of you, if there has been a situation where you felt discouraged or you weren't, you feel like, oh, I'm coming up against obstacles or I don't know if I can do it. It's like Spirit is saying, keep working towards the things that bring you this much joy. With the Sun and the Empress, this for me is being very abundant from doing what you love. And with Priestess, there may be a need to kind of, I just heard upgrade, but it's more like stepping beyond your comfort zone. You may need to kind of be in a space of, I'm not going to allow anything to hold me back. I'm going to, take action, move forward, follow what feels right for me, even if I'm unsure of the outcome, or even if, right now things aren't manifesting the way I hope in the physical. I have my faith and conviction that this is the path for me. Again, I am hearing patience though, so there may be an aspect of needing to kind of hold on to your patience or be a little bit more patient with yourself, the time in the process. But I feel like Spirit is saying, like, don't lose hope and don't feel like if something hasn't happened now, or if there've been challenges or setbacks along the way, that it can't happen. With Go the Distance and Peace as well, it's like the card for peace, I feel, is very much around centering yourself in the present moment with what you have to do right now toward this vision, this dream, a career path. With the Nine of Cups, it's like focusing on one cup at a time, taking it a step at a time, because I feel like your guidance comes in. It's like in incremental steps. You're shown the next step to take, the next kind of action, but then it may be kind of like crickets and you're uncertain of how it's going to pan out, or, what the long-term progression will be. Spirit is saying the more you can ground yourself in the here and now and in the present moment, the better things will work out. But I do feel for this group, you've got to hold that faith and determination on your vision. And I feel this King of Swords is using visualization techniques to manifest and bring in this dream. So don't be afraid to really hold on to, your beliefs and your conviction in what feels right for you, even if the physical world doesn't seem to concur right now. There's a sense of, for some of you, there could have been a sense of delay. But Spirit is saying delay doesn't mean that it's not coming. The magic is that you are moving in the right direction, and there is going to be a lot of prosperity, a lot of success and abundance in due time and in due course is what I'm hearing. But how can you really, keep your eye on the prize in the sense of what you need to do right now and still enjoy the present moment, still enjoy your life with where you're at this stage on the journey or in the journey? Because I feel like things will shift as you move further along, as you evolve. But I keep feeling as well for many of you, I keep hearing patience. I feel for this group, you guys might be like you're very passionate. You may be go-getters, or you may just be really inspired and passionate about this vision, about this dream, which is great. But Spirit is saying, like, just be patient in terms of the long-term results, because you're doing a great job and you're on the right track and the right path. So that's all I have for you. If you enjoyed this reading, please like and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Hi, group 4. Okay, so for this group, I had an extra card, but I decided to keep it because I feel like it's very relevant to the theme. Overall, what I'm hearing is, I feel for some of you, there's something Spirit is showing you that I feel has completed or is just not for you. But I feel for some of you, you may not fully want to see it or acknowledge it. With the Eight of Swords and the Four of Pentacles, this is a sense of, with that Eight of Swords, like Spirit is letting you know, or you have that knowing deep down, but it's like, oh, I'm not sure if I want to acknowledge it fully, or I'm not fully ready to let it go with the Four of Pentacles. There's something that I feel, and you're definitely at a crossroads as well, because we have the Lovers, we have fork in the road. There's something that I feel needs to end or needs to close out, and Spirit is asking you to let go of it. But again, it has to happen in terms of your own timeline, in a way that feels right for you. You also have empathic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours, and then we have not for you. So Spirit is being very clear in terms of closing out or letting go of something that perhaps just wasn't for you or isn't working for you anymore. There's almost an energy here though with this Four of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles beneath it of, if I let go of this, I'll have nothing, or what will I have? So there could be some fear or trepidation of closing something out, or closing the door on something, walking away from one path because you're not sure what the other path will entail. Or you're not entirely sure what that will look like, how it will unfold. But Spirit is really asking you and telling you it's time to close something out for something better. So the magic here is a new path is opening up for you, provided and should you choose to take it. You always have free will. You have answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? I feel like the universe is expressing and showing you something different. Perhaps it's showing you that your future could be very different to what it is right now, or in one aspect of your life, there is a better or more suited path, person, situation. You also have jump in, Andromeda energy, adventure, say yes to change. So again, change is on the horizon for you. I feel even if you were to try and delay it or to move away from it, I feel like things are definitely going to change for this group. And I feel like there's been psychic insights, or Spirit has let you know of some of what's ahead. I feel for many of you, like you can feel it in your gut. You know there's changes, or you know something isn't working, but there seems to be, for some of you at least, maybe a disconnect or a slight hesitation to change or to let go of what has been. We have Warrior Woman. If you weren't afraid, what would you do? And that's why I feel like this new path or this new direction that's opening up for you, it could be as well the hesitation is because there's a little bit of fear, or there's uncertainty of what it would entail or how it will work out, because you have the Warrior Woman sitting above the Page of Swords. So for some of you as well, you might be a little in, your head or your mind around, what should I do? What's next? How's it going to unfold? Like there seems to be a lot of questions right now. And that Nine of Wands can be a sense of defense, where you feel a little bit defensive around change, or you feel like you need to protect your space or protect what has been. For some of you, when I see empathic starseed absorbing what's not yours, you may be walking away or closing out something that was a more accepted path. It could have been a path, a person, a direction that was, that could have been potentially supported by and from others, but didn't feel right for you. Or it could be changing up the status quo, leaving behind something that was very familiar to you, especially with poised, because it's giving me that energy of, feeling a certain way or having life unfold or be like orchestrated in a particular manner, but it's like you've outgrown it, or it's not working for you anymore. It's time for a brand new journey. But with that journey, there could be fears or challenges along the way. But for this group, there's a really big ending, and it opens the way for a really bright beginning and chapter, provided you choose to take it, and depending on, what feels right for you, but also your timelines. Beneath that Eight of Swords, we have the Ace of Wands. Again, I feel for some of you, something is finished. Something doesn't work for you anymore. Your heart's not in it with this Ace of Wands. Your passion isn't there. And I feel like this new direction and this new road is something that feels more aligned, or is something that definitely brings a greater level of joy and satisfaction than what you experience currently, or versus what you have been experiencing in the past. There's a sense of, I keep hearing it, Spirit is showing me like a blanket, and I feel like it's, when you get really attached to something and it becomes kind of either instrumental to your sense of identity, or what you feel, is part of your life, your lifestyle, but you've outgrown it. It's that type of that energy where there might be quite a strong attachment to what you're being asked to let go of. It's definitely a big push outside your comfort zone. And again, what this is specifically could play out very differently for, different listeners, but overwhelmingly, I feel like for many of you, there's a lot of change on the horizon, which is the magic, but there could, again, that can also trigger some fear or discomfort as you go through the process. There could be fears as well around like, will I be taken care of? Will I be provided for? If I make this change, will I end up, you know, this can be feeling like you won't have financial resources, or feeling like you'll be left out in the cold, you'll be alone, you won't have that support. And I think Spirit is coming in really strong to encourage you toward what feels right and toward making changes in your own timing, in a way that, you know, in a transition that feels achievable for you. You don't want to rush into it if you genuinely feel like you're not ready, but there's a sense that Spirit is letting you know that there is a new path waiting for you, and that you will be provided for and cared for, and you will be protected through the transition. So that's all I have for you. If you enjoyed the reading, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.